Ian Garry is going to be a future UFC champion, and I think so for a few reasons. Although Ian Garry gets a ton of hate outside the octagon, and he may be one of the most hated fighters, and I think a lot of that hate is undeserved, the UFC is not a popularity contest, and inside the octagon, Ian Garry is a phenomenal fighter and a very talented striker, and someone who can do it all. On Saturday night, he outstruck the rising star in Carlos Prates, who many thought was going to be the better striker. Going into this fight, Carlos Prates had 10 KO wins in a row, 5 while he was in the UFC and 5 before he got to the UFC. And many people thought Carlos Prates was on his way to being champion. Ian Garry outstruck him 141 strikes to 64 total strikes. It was a striking masterclass by Ian Garry. Ian landed the big shots, controlled the distance. However, we all know Ian is a talented striker, but his striking alone did not win him this fight. It was his fight IQ, something that's very good and very underestimated. And it was something that was even highlighted by current welterweight champion Belal Muhammad. Ian Garry's fight IQ, his ability to change pace and recognize what needs to happen in real time in order for him to win his fight, is what puts him in the category of a great fighter rather than a good fighter. Using the Prates fight as an example again, he kept switching it up on Carlos Prates, so Carlos was never comfortable. Ian shot takedowns that weren't full effort but made Carlos timid, not to put all his weight on his front leg, and if he did not respect it, he would get taken down. So Carlos had to fight differently. Carlos was never able to set his feet and box the way he had with other opponents, because when Carlos has a chance to plant his feet and swing, he usually KOs people. When Ian Garry got hurt at the end of the fight, he kept moving, because if he did not, he would have gotten finished. But he stayed moving, which allowed the fight to go to decision, and he even talked about that in the post-fight interview.
Do not stop. Keep moving.
But even when he was in danger, he had the fight IQ to recognize what he needed to do in order to win the fight. And yeah, some of it looked a little awkward, but it allowed him to survive and go to a decision. Ian also has some pretty decent grappling. He was able to hold his own against Shavkat Rakhmonov when they fought. Not win, but he still did very decent. He was able to out-wrestle and out-grapple MVP to help him win that fight by decision, and many people will say that's not impressive, but standing up to trade with Michael Venom Page is not a good idea. Then again, that's fight IQ at the highest level. He doesn't give into his ego, and he does what needs to be done in order for him to win the fight. And keep in mind, I understand that's not everybody's cup of tea, but the dude is insanely intelligent inside the octagon. But he's also surrounded by good people. He does train with great grapplers like Charles Oliveira at Shootbox Gym. The man can grapple and wrestle. You don't go to the top of one of the most stacked divisions in the UFC. You don't go 9-1 in the UFC, and you don't go 16-1 as a pro fighter without being well-rounded. Ian Garry gets so much hate that people are blinded to what a genuinely good fighter the dude is. He has fought some of the toughest people in the welterweight division, and he has earned his way to the top of that division. He beat Neil Magny when people said he wouldn't. He beat Geoff Neal when people said he wouldn't. He beat Michael Venom Page when people said he wouldn't. And now the upcoming superstar Carlos Prates on 25 days notice. Someone who was ranked below him, a dangerous fight that he did not need to take. He even took Shavkat Rakhmonov to a decision, and that was a close fight, with Shavkat being the winner. Ian Garry is going to be a champion, I have no doubt. Even if he doesn't win the belt next or soon, if he continues to improve and get better, the dude's gonna be here for years to come. And I do believe he will eventually be champion in his division. It might not be next, but he will definitely be later down the line. And his division is absolutely stacked right now, full of killers. He has the skills, he has the attitude, he has the determination, he has the confidence. You can hear it all when he talks. And yeah, the dude might be hated by a lot of people, but he's still a star. Whether you want to see him win or whether you want to see him lose, you want to watch the dude fight. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think Ian Garry will be champion one day? Do you like Ian Garry? What are your opinions on Ian Garry? If you did like the video, please be sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help the channel grow. I really want to hit 10,000 subscribers by June. I know that's a big goal, but I'm willing to put in the work. If you have any ideas on how I can improve my videos or make them better, leave that down below as well. If you have any ideas for future videos, please leave those down below as well. Anyways, that's it for this one. I love you all. I'll see you next time. Peace out and adios.